Hello, Dr. Tina Ramsay. I am so grateful that you are a part of the Chosen Generation Summit. It's a blessing to see you today, and I look forward to hearing what you have to contribute to the summit. And I'm sure that the audience also is looking forward to hearing you speak into their lives. So again, thank you for joining the Chosen Generation Summit, and welcome.
Thank you so much, first of all, for having me and allowing me to be able to share my story, because I know that your story do have power. For those of you who do not know who I am Dr. Tina J. Ramsay, the host and executive producer of the Tina Ramsay Show. I am also the CEO of CTR Media Network. I had to find my way. Okay, God told me a long time ago what I was supposed to do, how I was supposed to be doing it. You told me to go here, but I'm going to do it this way over here. And I finally got to the point where I just submitted and just dropped to my knees and said, listen, okay, God, what do you want me to do? And even if I don't truly understand why I need to do this, I'm going to do it anyway. I got to walk by faith and not by sight. Through this journey, I went back to podcasting. I used podcasting to help me share my story, and also other people. And through that, was able to build a network where I can bring other everyday people doing extraordinary things and allow them access to a platform to be able to share their truth in order to impact the world with good. So I'm also a homeschooling mom of two children. And so I've been very blessed to be able to homeschool, to be able to be in a position to help other homeschoolers, to be able to de-stress the homeschooling process. So when you see me, hear the Southern twang, I am Southern through and through. I am that person that God allowed me to be in order to impact the world through podcasting and homeschooling. And I stay in my lane, okay? Because that is what God has me to do. And I am just working towards my assignment as long as he tells me to do it.
Okay, wow, you have a lot that God has blessed you with, a lot of gifts and a lot of talents. Can you share with the audience, how did you know that you were chosen by God?
Some people can call it a nudge, a little push. All right, that you have a nudge that you're supposed to do this, and then when you do it, and then you see how God bless it. Like for me, I've been in the media industry being a content creator for 10 years, helping people. And I'm very, very good at a lot of different things. And the problem with being very good at a lot of different things is that you get distracted. And so many people reach out and say, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? And I'm a person that loves to help people, okay? I'm a servant leader. I love to help. And so in the midst of me trying to help people with the good gifts I have, I was leaving the God-given gifts that he gave me, okay? The greatness, the things that helped me stand out, the thing that he put me on the earth to do, because I got caught up in the distraction. So when I really silenced myself and got quiet for a while and really sat back to see and to really open my mind and heart to whatever it is. And I say I yield to the process, because I'm a type A personality. I like to have everything a checklist, and I yield to the process. And when I did, and then I listened, I can tell when it's God driven versus when it's fleshly driven. If it's fleshly driven, you're only gonna go but so far, because God is not gonna bless it. When it's certainly something that he wants you to do, even though it may be challenging, even though it may be a struggle, but he always see you through. It never fails. He always see you through. And so I know that right now I'm supposed to be doing podcasting and homeschooling, and I've been doing it for a while, and I had to find my way back to my roots. And that's where I found myself back to.
Can you share with the audience a time when you were derailed and what that looked like and how you got back on track, so to encourage them to fulfill their purpose with clarity, direction, and balance?
It's so many different instances. So what can I pull out today? Let me see. I need to be doing a quick little prayer like Nehemiah to put the right words in my mouth, like Ezra 7:11. Okay. Anyway, so let me see what the first thing popped into my mind is TV, because I am in the world of podcasting, media, just media. And up under that tier is so many different things up under that umbrella. And so being a podcaster, I was actually a radio personality for a while as well, having my own show, my husband and and I thought that was what I was supposed to be doing at that time. Radio and TV, being on the Roku, Amazon, all this stuff, right? And even down to the part of producing TV shows and podcasts as an executive producer for many other people over the years behind the scenes, and no one knew what I was doing. I was the one that built them out, got them on IMDb, all the different things, right? And no matter what I did, mind you, let me give you a little cliff note. God already told me to keep my little self into podcasting, but I didn't listen, okay? And he told me to build a network, but I didn't listen. Let me tell you, because I was afraid. I'm gonna be totally 100. I was afraid, and I'm a person that like to work with other people, like to collaborate. I like to be inspired. I need motivation and stuff like that at that time because I like to motivate myself. But now I'm not like that, thank God. But I went and I started doing TV and all the different stuff like that, and on different networks. And even though I made an impact, it was stifled. It's almost like I grieved the Holy Spirit. Like, you're going to still get Holy Spirit when you are doing your best to do what God's telling you to do, even when you get misaligned, because he know we're imperfect. But he still is not going to stop certain things from happening because you are derailing what he told you to do. So it's like you're putting your hand up like this, the Holy Spirit, free flowing, the Holy Spirit coming, but you're getting little pieces of it because that is not what he told you to do. And so I went in and I started doing the TV, and I started doing other things, and I had a lot of success, but it was not what he's supposed to do. So I started running into issues and problems, and I had to end up leaving that side of media. And then when the pandemic happened, my whole life shifted. My whole life shifted. I lived a very cush life. And when I say cush, I mean, my husband, we've been married for 22 years. He worked 2 jobs. He did everything for me. And I'm stay-at-home mom, homeschooling. I really didn't have to work. I did it because I wanted to, and lost both jobs. So what are we going to do? Both jobs gone. We start using and depleting our savings. Gone. My son, who has autism, and at the time he had to have a life-saving surgery that cost over $100,000. And with the job gone, the insurance is gone, the healthcare is gone. So how are we gonna be able to do this? Because it's life-saving. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna explain to you. If you ever heard of a condition called pectus extravatum, it's where your chest actually caves in. Okay, and so it's pressing on your vital organs and all this stuff. So it's something that you have to get done because it's something that you have to do. And literally to this day, my son has a steel bar in his chest in order to keep his chest out so that, his heart and lungs won't get crushed. And so, but God told me, he said, I prayed, and he told me, he said, I'm going to take care of everything. I'm going to show you that you do not have to go outside in order for you to make a living. Because my whole business before the pandemic was 100% in person. So how was I going to flip from in person to virtual to digital, right? And he showed me, he told me one word when I prayed: podcast. Kept saying podcast. So I went back to podcast and I put my all in it, and that turned into our main source of income. It paid everything. I am currently a full-time podcaster. Now I am letting people know, everyday people doing extraordinary things, the power of podcasts and how it can change your life and how it can be a blessing. You can be a blessing to other people, but also podcasts can also create opportunities and create multiple streams of income. I'm no different than you. I just finally listened to what he was saying, and now he blessed my efforts, and now he's using me as a steward to help say, hey, listen, you can do this. You can do this as well, or you can take advantage of these opportunities that everyday people like yourself and me, we normally won't have access to. We normally wouldn't know because you have to have a high social media influence and all this other stuff. And so I help the small to medium-sized business owners. I help the people who no one knows, to give them more visibility, to help them build their brand awareness. And that is what he wanted me to do. And the cool thing is he brought me back to TV, but it's through the power of podcasting. So it went full circle, and he literally opened the world to me when I finally listened and started the network like he wanted me to. I didn't want to do it. I'll be honest, I didn't want to do it because I knew how much hard work it is. I already worked on many different networks before, and I was like, I don't want to do this. I would rather go and help other people versus me doing it myself. But that is not what he wanted me to do. He wanted me to create a safe haven for content creators to be able to get the information, the community, the support that they needed, and never be mishandled, because in this industry, sometimes they can be mishandled. And so for me, it went full circle. And so that's the blessing. So just listen, even though you're scared. One thing I found out, even if it's something that your success is on the other side of what you don't want to do. Discomfort is a good thing. It's a pressure point to let you know that you're finally navigating on the right compass. You align with what you're supposed to be doing. And if you just do it, he will bless your effort time and time and time again. And even if nobody understands your vision, understand your purpose, who cares? He do. And as long as he do, he's going to bless the effort, and he's going to bring the right people in your life in order to help you to go to the next level. He also going to allow some people to come into your life to teach you a lesson, because people don't come to your life for two reasons: teach you a lesson or bring you a blessing. Now, some people do a little bit of both, a little bit of A and a little bit of B. But for the generally, people come into your life to teach you a lesson or bring you a blessing. And so you take all of that information, whether it's good or bad, and you keep it in your God-given gifts in line with what he wants you to do, and you will thrive and not just survive anymore.
Can you share with the audience an example of when you helped someone recently, and what was the result of that with your gift?
Recently, because I spoke with her today, one of my podcasters, Sheila C. Hill, but I have a whole lot of different podcasters that I have helped, and even celebrities behind the scenes with their podcast. But she's new. She's 3 months in right now, and she's already monetized. Month 2, she's monetized. She listened to the information. I pretty much give all of my podcasters with their membership the blueprint of how I do what I do. They have access to me. They can get private coaching with me, as well as we get group coaching. I also give them mental health check-ins, because it's more to podcasting than just podcasting. It involves and encompasses your whole life. And it's just like life, it's going to have ups, downs, twists, and turns. So how do you keep it going even when you don't feel like it, or even when you see that your life calls you to shift? So we take care of the complete podcaster, and she literally monetized in 2 months. And she's #1 on the platform with people listening in. And she is, we call her the execution queen, because literally she is a good student. She follows you to the T. And being that she follows and she listens, she's seeing the results really, really fast. Now, typically a person will see results within 6 months if they consistently work to monetize your show, depending upon, different parameters, analytics, data, your how much reach you have, how many people watching, all that stuff come into play, quality of your show. But generally about 6 months. It can happen sooner. She is one exceptional case, but she expedited by doing so much of the work early on, so it's so many. Helping baby boomer get confident and have a podcast, and I can't do it, I'm too old. I'm like, you breathing, right? You breathing? So you're not too old. So go on. So having people my youngest podcaster is 4 years old, and he went viral, and he's an author. And then my oldest podcast is like 75 years old. And then we have all the ones in the middle, 30, 40 something, 50 something. We have a network that has every age bracket, every type of education, every type of experience, all in one spot. So you can get a little bit of everything. And all of them have their own individual stories of their experience with us, experience with me. And it's just a joy to do what you're supposed to do. And then you see people being blessed, because I pray for them to be blessed. I pray for them to be able to have whatever it is that they want to have, to make whatever impact they want to have. And it's just a joy that I get tickled pink when I think about God allowed me to have a little spot in the outworking of their purpose. That's a blessing, to be able to come into someone's life, be able to share your gifts and not go outside of each other, share the gifts that he gave you. It blessed them. And then they be able to take that gift, that training, and then bless the people that they will put on the earth to bless, because I can't do it. Only they can do that part, and then see how that grows. Just like one of my podcasts just got on the news, listen to the coaching, and just gave a shout out to our network and said, yes, we're proud about CT. Oh yeah, and that just, I mean, I just love seeing them win. I mean, I'm that person like, go. Yes. You listen, now look at what God did, you know? So I just took a ping at the whole situation when I see people in the group, CTR Media Network, as well as my coaching students that just thrives. And I'm just so proud of all of them. I just can't pick one story because all of them unique, you know, but right. It's just a joy.
That is really great that you're doing all of those wonderful things for your clients and coaching them and helping them to fulfill their purpose. Is there something that you would like to specifically speak into the lives of the attendees of the Chosen Generation Summit to help them fulfill their purpose with clarity, direction, and balance?
I want you to think about this question. Are you savoring the abundance of your gifts that are bestowed upon you? I'm not talking about the things that everybody say you should be doing. I'm talking about the thing or things that you're put on this earth to do in order to make a positive impact, which I'm talking about your purpose, okay? What are you here to do? And you know, if you dig deep and you pray about it long enough and you sit still to look at what you can do and what you will do, even if you did not get paid a single dime, and look at what type of reaction people have to it and the impact that is made, that is a great indicator that is what you're supposed to do. I want you to stop looking at gifts as just monetary things that's wrapped up in a gift box. To me, the word gifts mean, God, I feel this success. When you listen to what you're supposed to be doing, when you align with what you're supposed to be doing, God is going to make you successful. And that means different things for different people. Success is not always attached to money. It could be attached to people, attached to experiences, attached to more reach. So whatever that means to you, I want you to have the courage to know that you are important, first of all. Your past experiences do not dictate your marvelous future. Sometimes we're caught up in the past, how someone did this or this happened to me. I want you to let go that baggage because you're holding yourself down. It's like weights. I want you to have the courage to walk into your purpose, even if no one believes your vision. I want you to put out your products. I want you to do your services. I want you to start that podcast. And if you're a little afraid to start a podcast, we can help you. But if you don't want to do that, I encourage you to go on interviews, because what you don't realize is that podcasting is a great marketing engine. It never has to sleep. And it's creating your digital time capsule of information that's going to outlive your life. So your great grandchildren are going to be able to see and feel and get to know the essence of who you are and why grandma did what she did, and be able to get inspiration and motivation even when you're not physically on this earth. Because remember, that's what we really want to do anyway, impact and inspire not only our family, but other people as well. I want you to have the courage to never give up, even when it's hard to do it. I want you to understand that your gifts have power. Yes, it has power. I want you to be mindful of the words that you use, because your words can either heal or kill. Okay, and we're talking physically or spiritually, because the words have power. I want you to be positive, even when it's hard to be. And I want you to have the courage to tap into your full potential. And I want you to do it now. We're living in a world, and this is the last thing that I'm going to say, because I'm getting the nudge to say this. We live in a world of 3 doors: manual, revolving, and automatic. I'm going to say that again. We live in a world of 3 doors: manual, revolving, and automatic. Now, the manual door is the door that most of us find ourselves in. It's the door in which you are working so hard, you're solo dolo, you're doing all the things, you're figuring out, you're buying the courses, you're getting in the classes, and you're making things happen, but you by yourself, you that solopreneur, baby, working from sun up to sundown. But then you transition into the revolving door. You know that revolving door, you can go around in circles, the door kind of open up, and then you walk around, and then you can see the people in there. The revolving door is what some of us find ourselves in at this moment, where we are in the phase of teamwork and collaboration. But some of us still afraid to let go of what happened in the past with John Doe, John D, this, whatever. We just afraid, okay? I don't want you to block your own blessings, because I used to do that because of what happened in the past. Let the past be the past. The present is the present to lead you to your future. Don't hold on to the past. That's why you're having the same results, okay? So go ahead and lock arms. You don't know how a situation is going to work out until you actually try it. It don't mean you have to stay in a situation. If you see it's not a good fit, then leave. And so, that's that revolving door. Everybody want to collab, right? And I always say, you guys, oh my gosh, y'all be talking about collaboration, but y'all forget the most important step: affiliation. Everybody, it's network, collaboration. The last step is affiliation. What is it? Affiliation is that automatic door, honey. It's that automatic door. Okay, let's talk about this automatic door. By the sheer essence of your presence, the door just opened wide open. So you don't have to do anything, because you already put in the work. You already did all the things, working with people, learning those lessons, getting those blessings. You done put in the time, the effort with the right people. You finally found your tribe, the right people to work with, the ones who want to see you thrive, and the ones that will cheer you on and collaborate and not competing with you. You finally found that. And now you're affiliated with the right brands that both of you are connected, and everybody's winning. They're sharing you in their network, you sharing them in yours, and everybody is thriving. And then you get to this automatic door that you just don't realize you in. And I need you to understand what's going on right now. I need y'all, listen, you need to understand what I'm saying. We are in the era of the automatic door. You put in the work. The only thing you have to do is just show up and let God do the rest. That's all I gotta say. Show up and let him do the rest. And that is by you operating what he told you to do, helping the people that he put you on this earth to help. And even when it's hard, you keep going. And don't forget the power of prayer. 1 Thessalonians 5:12, you need to be praying, honey, incessantly. You need to pray because it's not going to be easy when you're working on assignment, because, different things happen when you're working on assignment. That's a whole different discussion, but you know what I'm talking about. And I need you to tap in and unlock your full potential. And by doing all that you're in the era of the automatic door. Listen, in case you didn't know it, this is your winning season. This is your winning season. Claim it, breathe it, live it, put it out there. It is here. Don't let what's going on in the world fool you, honey. This is the winning season for who? The overcomers, the underachievers that's going to be overachievers, the ones that voices was stifled, the ones that voices was not heard, the ones who had no backing. This is our season. We're coming from the back, going to the front. I need you to understand what I'm saying. Stop it. You are in the winning season. If I can do it, you can do it. If you can take this girl from a small town in South Carolina with this heavy country twang and put her in a room with billionaires and multimillionaires, and they want to do business with me, and I'm myself, how he made me. Come on now. Now, I blew up. I've been doing podcasting for a while, but I blew up during the pandemic when I should not have blown up. I blown up because of him. My network reached 350 million households because of him, because he blessed what I'm doing, because I finally stopped that Jonah spirit and started listening and took hold to my God-given assignment. And when I did that, he just made what I do multiply and expand and hit different territories. I mean, how can I get to 100 countries? Oh, listen, 100 countries. My podcast, The Tina Ramsay Show, is in the top 2% of the world of the most popular podcasts in the world. I just got nominated, get this, for the People Choice Awards, for the People Choice Podcast Awards. That's like the Oscar of the podcast world. It's only 10 Black people that I saw in there, and I'm one of the only, it's very few women, if I saw one in the category of Best Black Podcast Host. And then I got nominated for another Podcast of the Year for the Inspire Your Award. God did it. I need you to understand, when you do what you're supposed to do, he put you in rooms that you didn't even know you had access to. So go ahead and walk in that automatic door, because I walked in and come on and join me. Join us. It's our season. We just winning in these streets because he blessing our efforts. We just gonna be winning and winning. Okay? So stop it. I don't want to hear those excuses. I want you just to get up and get moving. And if you get knocked down, get back up. Stop playing. This is your time and the window is closing. So automatic door, the power of podcasting, unlock your full potential, honey. This is what's going on. And I'm just so honored. So thank you for allowing me to be here. I definitely feel that this is a time for us to really come together to share our stories, our life, because remember, our story is not for us. It's really for the people that we're put on this earth in order to help, to inspire, to move them to action. We're just a messenger. So stop holding your story hostage like you have special ownership of it. The reason why you're not thriving is because you're being selfish and holding it to yourself, or because you're embarrassed because your story don't look like the right story. Let me tell you something. My story don't look like everybody else's story, but guess what? It's here to help the people that I'm here to help, to move them into action. Your story is power. Share your story. I never thought me sharing my story would stop a person from committing suicide. To touch one person, not thousands and millions, one person. But the cool thing is, one person can lead to 100, 100 can lead to 1,000, 1,000 can lead to 1,000,000, and then 1,000,000 can lead to hitting the four corners of the world. I have reached so many different heights, not by anything I did. I'm not taking that credit. It is by God blessing my efforts for finally heeding to what he told me to do 3 years ago. I'm finally listening. And had I listened a little bit sooner, you just never know. But I didn't want to be saying I'm regretting, because I had to mature and grow up a little bit. So he really blessed my efforts, and I'm no different than you. I just finally just yield to the Holy Spirit and said, I'm tired of fighting. Whatever it is, I don't care. I don't have to understand it. If I get that nudge, that little push, that to do something, even if I don't understand it, I'm gonna do it.
Amen.
And then every time I do it, something happens, and I'm like, that was God. Okay, so we still on the right path. Okay, I get it. I still align with the Holy Spirit. I get it. Okay, so I just need you guys to do that and never give up. And don't give up if you haven't found your tribe yet. Your tribe out there, the group that you need to be with, the people who you need to be with, the opportunities that need to open up for you, is coming. But remember, it's on the other side of what you don't want to do. It's a milliliter on the side of what you don't want to do, going to be your success. I did not want to start a podcast network. I did not want to go back to podcasting, but that's what he wanted me to do. I did not want to do other things, but guess what? That's what he wanted me to do. And guess what? My did not turn to I am doing it. And y'all looking at my life. I'm looking at my life and all too. I'm like, ooh, I'm a spectator. This just happened. I'm just in shock like you guys. when I look at what's happening right now. And I do what I'm supposed to do, but honestly, I cannot take no credit for it. It's just God blessing my efforts and because I'm listening now. And before I did not listen. And when I didn't listen, he was still there for me, but I blocked my own blessings by being disobedient.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Is there a gift that you would like to bless the audience with for attending the Chosen Generation Summit that they can go to your website and enter their information, opt in to receive from you, so that way they can keep in touch with you?
Sure. So podcasting is trending. And everybody want to start a podcast and grow a podcast and monetize a podcast. But I decided, even though I have #1 bestseller book, The Power of Podcasting, I decided it needs to be an entry level of what you need before, right? And so as a free gift for this summit, I actually put it on the website for a limited time for this summit, just for y'all, for this period. Anybody else that pop on the website, they're just gonna be blessed by it. It's called The 7 Things You Need to Know Before You Start Your Podcast, okay? It's some things that you need to know before you start a podcast in order to position yourself in a way for it to be successful. And I'm telling you, and I'm sharing with you all of my 8 seasons, over 200 episodes of experience. And that's just on one show. That's not including my over 1,000 episodes that I did by co-hosting on various different shows and also different podcasts. I'm sharing with you what I learned, a regular person, not celebrity, a regular person like you, what I had to do and the things that I need to know first, okay? Which is transcendent for anyone. To learn what the 7 things you need to know before you start a podcast so that you can get started on sharing your story, powerful story, so that you can make a positive impact in the world and create that digital legacy that will surpass any of our lives. It will be here to live on even when we're no longer here. You'll still be making people, blessing people, even when you're not here, because podcasting is out forever. As long as the platform and everything is out forever.
Thank you so much. I know the audience is going to be blessed by that. We so appreciate you speaking into the lives of the Chosen Generation Summit attendees. And I also appreciate you for speaking into mine. I'm very encouraged by everything that God has done in your life and is continuing to do in your life. And thank you again for joining the Chosen Generation Summit.
Thank you for having me.